Hi, this is Tea Geek Eric, and I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I have some video clips to show you of tea processing. So I was given the opportunity twice now to help make some tea, so I got to try it out myself, try making Longjing tea. It was very difficult and my tea didn't turn out very good. And the first time that I did this was with my friend who's just learning how to process tea for fun. And the second time was quite a few weeks later with Professor Han, and he sort of walks me through the process and we chat a little bit about how Longjing is processed. So let me just give you a quick overview so you'll have some idea of what's going on in the video. Longjing, or dragon well tea, is processed basically entirely in a big giant wok. And it goes, after withering, there's two steps involving the wok. The first is called chingu, and this is the step that denatures the enzymes that is necessary unless you want it to turn into black tea. Right? So if you don't use heat to denature the enzymes, it'll oxidize and turn into black tea. So the chingu step, you put these fresh withered leaves in, and it stops the enzymes and it begins to shape the leaves. Then it rests for half an hour and goes back for the finishing step, which is called figo. And figo is really where that flat, tight Longjing shape is made, and it's done by hand. So that's really cool, and most of the video you'll see is for Longjing processing, and then we also make some maofeng, which is a twisted leaf green tea that doesn't use that last step, that figo shaping. Instead, the tea gets rolled. So yeah, hopefully you'll learn something from it. Hope you enjoy it, and here we go. Hey, so my friend Wang Min is learning how to make tea as a hobby, and she invited me to join her. So I'm really excited. I'm on my way over to the tea processing classroom across the street. And I think she's there already, is what it sounded like my office mate told me, although I couldn't quite understand. And yeah, I'm gonna get to make some Longjing tea for myself, which I'm pretty excited about.
I'm shy. I'm shy.
I want to see how you're doing this.
I'm shy.
Let's get a handful. And it's hot enough when it hurts. Ooh, you can hear it sizzle.
It has too much water.
Too much water, yeah. It didn't wilt long enough. How do you know it has too much water?
The leaves is too hard.
The leaves are too hard, okay.
Yeah, the leaves are not soft.
They're not soft.
Yeah, so when I make the tea, I need to throw them in the sky.
I see.
And hot.
So they'll lose some water.
So hot. So hot. It's wrong now. The leaf is bad.
But that's not your fault. That's
Worse. It's worse.
It's not your fault though, right? It's because
It's my fault. Yeah, I can't do it now. It's terrible. That's terrible.
I'm sure it's better than I could do.
Maybe. But you are first. I'm the fourth, fifth.
This is your fifth time?
Fourth.
Fourth time? Oh wow. Okay. Then I say that's pretty good.
Do you have done many times? You really don't think.
So this is Professor Han, and he's gonna make some tea. So this facility we're in exists because students and professors here want to study tea. They do some experiments on tea plants, But of course, the only thing that really matters is ultimately is if it affects the flavor of the tea. So you have to actually make finished tea to do your analyses, right? Or to taste, to see if your experiment worked out. So what did you just put in the wok?
No, this is some oil.
Some oil.
Yeah. So this oil also comes from the camelliacensis.
Oh, okay.
Not camelliacensis, but the camellia family.
Olifera, camellia.
Yeah. Camellia family. Yeah.
Some oil in there.
Yeah.
So you're going to make process as Longjing first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Longjing.
And I learned
Longjing and Morfeng, the first is the same.
Yeah.
This is the key.
Shaqing.
Yeah. Shaqing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried making
Yeah.
Longjing, and it's not easy. It's, I think I had a very small amount of tea also when I did it, and I burned my hands because it was too small.
Yeah. So if it's too small, it's not good because the pot is very hot.
Yeah.
So your hand cannot touch the pot.
Right.
So your hand only touch the tea leaves.
Yeah.
And tea leaves touch the pot.
Yeah. So Professor Han was just telling me about the withering process. Can you say that again?
Yeah. No, it's not a withering process. No,
Oh.
For the black tea, it's a withering process. But for the green tea, there's no withering. But just spread some leaves in the sheets or bamboo sheets.
Yeah.
Just, one is remove the moisture content, and the other is to let some chemical reactions takes place. For example, the proteins will be oxidized into the amino acids, and also some catechols also will be a little bit reduced.
Okay.
But
So there's actually something happening.
Yeah, something happening
After the leaves get plucked, before they kill green.
Yeah.
So you're getting more amino acids, so that's giving you that savory, that umami flavor.
Yeah. So for the springs, normally we pluck today, so we process tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the if the tea leaves are bigger to make the morphine,
Yeah.
mainly, we can also make tea today, when plucked yesterday.
Yeah.
But normally, if the big factory, they produce in the morning and process in the afternoon.
Oh, so they speed that process up.
Yeah.
Okay. And these leaves are not what you would pick for Longjing normally, right?
Yeah,
These
but
are larger.
this is too larger.
Yeah.
If we needed to.
But this is for science.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Even this one is one bird, one leaf also is too big.
yeah.
So we need to pluck very small, like this one.
Yeah,
this is
that would maybe be okay.
insect.
Oh, you found a friend there.
Like this one.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Yeah.
But most of this is just the season's already over here. We're
Yeah.
just plucking this for our for research.
Also the plucking takes time.
Yeah.
So normally we pluck a little bigger, but for the scientific research,
to get a large enough sample.
One like this one. But the two leaves contain the maximum function components.
Right.
Like the catechol or amino acids or caffeine. If the only one bud, it's not so strong. The function components is not high enough.
In just one bud.
Yeah. Even 10 leaves and one bud, one leaves.
Right.
It's not so good. So
Okay.
when the one bud, two leaves, it can get the maximum.
Yeah. While we're waiting for the wok to heat up a little bit, I'll just show you outside here. Somebody's making some white tea for their experiments. This looks like Bai Mudan. Really pretty. And then there's some smaller leaf here, smaller plucking standard white tea. Just withering out on the porch for science. Pretty cool. And then there's all these, in this room is loud, but there's all these forced air dryers where people can, for making maofeng. So maofeng is made here, and there's also, this is a machine used for making Longjing. So you could do, if you're doing larger batches, you could do it in a machine processed. I don't know if you heard any of that. It's really loud in there. Sorry.
So first time we needed to, very slightly. Yeah, yeah.
Not using very much pressure.
Yeah.
Just
No
being
any
gentle.
pressure. Yeah, very
Okay.
gently. Yeah. Otherwise, the liquid it will be go out. So it it will stick.
The leaves will stick together.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're still really wet.
Yeah. So in this stage, it is mainly to remove the moisture, and at the same time to denature the enzymes.
So this, I learned that from Wang Min that there's two different parts. There's chingu and figo.
Yeah.
So chingu is the same as
This is the
shaqing.
chingu. Yeah. the
Okay.
same. Yeah. This is the chingu. So the chingu one is to kill the enzyme.
Yeah.
The second is also to make the primary shape.
Yes. Okay, so now they've lost enough moisture, you can push a little bit and you can start to straighten the leaves out. But you're still not pushing very hard, just a little bit.
Yeah. So at least when they feel the leaves should be loose one, not get together.
Not sticking together.
Yeah, not
okay.
stick together. Yeah.
Getting too hot?
So, if we want to make the pressure, yes, the temperature should be a little low.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's easily to be burned.
Okay. So once you start pushing down, they've lost some water, you don't want them to burn, so you turn the heat down. So this is a few minutes later, and now the tea is dry enough. You can really push on it. We've turned down the heat to just one. Well, actually, all three switches are off now, so it's just the residual heat in the pan. Because once you're pushing so hard, you don't want it to be too hot or you'll burn the leaves, right?
So now, because temperature is getting low, so you can use some flash. Mainly to make the shape.
And we were just talking about how these leaves would never be processed commercially like this because they're much too large and it's difficult to make the shape, the Longjing shape. So you can see some of the smaller buds kind of look like Longjing. A little bit, kind of, maybe. Like if we picked out all the young ones, it would maybe look like Longjing, but not really.
Because big and small get together, so it's very difficult.
Yeah. So is this? Are you doing the second part, the figo?
No.
Okay.
This is still the chingu.
Okay, because it has to rest. Then the leaves have to rest before you do the
so
second
after
part.
the chingu, we take the tea and cool it down, and also let the moisture distribute for some time.
Okay.
Because
some leaves are drier than others.
Dried, and the stems have a more moisture.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally we can leave it for some time.
For how long?
Minutes,
20 minutes?
20 minutes or half hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you know when this step is done?
No, it's according to the moisture content.
Okay.
Normally we reduce the moisture content until 40%, for example.
But you're just doing it by feel. You can just tell from experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when the tea leaves just plucking from the field, the moisture content is 75%.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes even 78.
Okay.
Yeah. But after spray for some time,
After you spread it out.
Yeah, spread from in the morning, probably it's at 60%.
Okay, so these leaves.
Yeah.
So this is 60% moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like they're soft, but they're still definitely very wet.
Yeah.
And then this is gonna get to when we're done with this step, it'll be at 40. A lot of practice. So how did you learn how to do this? Did you learn here?
Also in the school.
In the school,
Yeah,
okay.
here, also here.
Okay.
So at that time, when in 1980s, we have some days together with the workers.
Oh, okay.
To practices how to make a Longjing tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yampeng's turn now.
Like a jacket fan.
Also, he's also a newbie at this, so. The reason this is so hard is because it's hot. I mean, it's like asking you to, pat your head and rub your belly, but also there's like fire involved. Because you have to pay attention to both hands and how you're moving them, and also not burn yourself. So back on the walk for figo, is that right?
Yeah, it's figo.
And it's not nearly as hot this time.
Yeah. This time because
The pan's not as hot.
The soft the tea leaves.
Yeah. The pan's not as hot, but your hand, it's hotter on your hand because there's less leaf protecting your hand. And the leaves have less moisture.
The moisture should be kept inside, not lose so faster. Otherwise, it's very difficult to make shape.
And so you're just making the shape by just pushing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can't do whatever you're doing right now. Not without practice.
It's getting hot.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yeah. And that's not like a very thick glove, but it helps a little bit. And this step takes what, like a half hour, 20 minutes?
Yeah, normally half an hour.
Okay.
But for me, it's very difficult to keep so long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's very hot.
Yeah.
And also the tea leaf is easy to broken.
Yeah. And especially because we don't have,
Because
our tea leaves aren't great, they'll probably break more. So you have to push hard.
Yeah, push hard to make it smooth, to
Oh.
Yeah, no.
It, like shining the leaves, kind of.
But this one is very difficult.
Right.
Yeah, because the leaf is not so good.
Yeah.